What's up, folks? How are you? AJ here with Scott, Dad is Golfing, and Gray Goes Golf for our second podcast here, right, Scotty?
Yes, that's
Um,
correct.
Second podcast. Got to hit okay to that. All right, so it was our second podcast. Really excited that you've kind of joined us here and going to talk about some golf and a couple things that are coming up here. But first thing we got to really touch base on, man. U.S. Open. Oh, wow, huh? What
Yeah, that was crazy.
it was probably I can't remember an event that I watched that was that good. I mean, I know Tiger winning in 2019 at the Masters was awesome to see, but the way this came down to the final hole, and I think we definitely need to start with Bryson DeChambeau and what that guy did. It was amazing. It was like great television. It was actually funny because Scott lost his internet.
Yeah.
He lost his streaming of it. So he zoomed into me, so I had the computer up on the TV while we were watching the last three holes. It was pretty fun.
Thankfully, my wife let me watch it on Father's Day, so I appreciate her for that. So,
Yeah, and
uh,
happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there too, by the way. So really happy Father's Day. A little late Father's Day, but Bryson DeChambeau. I mean, what an unbelievable story. First of all, 3 years ago, the guy was probably the most hated guy in golf. Everybody, nobody really liked him, and his whole 180 that he's done here in the last couple of weeks, even a year, I would say, has been unbelievable. And he's really, I think, he's embodied um the podcasts and the whole internet and the YouTube stuff and people can relate to the guy. I mean,
right.
really, he's just
Especially now, and I think it's what golf needs right now, especially with kind of the bickering back and forth between Live and PGA, and hopefully they'll get something worked out deal wise between that eventually.
I got a
But
question for you though. Was
yeah,
it was it do you think the US Open was better this year because these guys aren't together all the time? And now they've come
um,
together and it's the it's awesome. It's almost like the Super Bowl. These four events, these four
yeah.
majors are gonna be like
I
the Super
I
Bowl.
mean, as you know, I got to go Friday because I got free tickets thanks to one of our good friends. And um yeah, I mean, I think it brought a little bit of more competitiveness in it, but I also think the guys were just playing to play golf and have a good round and do well. And I don't know, I just thought it was good for the game.
I thought it was great. I loved it. I loved watching it, and I really enjoyed it. Hey, you got to talk about your big cameo with somebody this week, huh? Who
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
meet?
As I said, I was very fortunate to get some free tickets to Friday's round with some good friends, and I got off early working some flex time this summer, so I was able to get off early. We didn't catch some of the big names in the morning, like we didn't get to catch Scotty or Rory or even Bryson, but we still got some big names in the afternoon. One of my favorites, got to see Ricky a little bit, Morikawa a little bit, Cantlay. Um, and then Tiger was out there, so I wish I would have known, because if you've been to Pinehurst before, if you're at the end of green into hole 12, you got people finishing up 12, and then the 13 tee boxes right there. And then you can turn around and the 14th green is right there. So literally, if I go again, oh, well, I will go again in 2029, but you could sit in the 14th green grandstand under a big tree that's shaded. And you can watch people finish on 12, tee off on 13, come back on 14. So I wish we would have known that sooner. I didn't remember that from going back in 2014, but so that was kind of cool. But we followed Tiger's group a lot just because I'd never seen him. Saw Phil on a hole or two. Um, and then I saw Sergio, got some good footage of him. And we behind Tiger's group was Tony Finau, Dustin Johnson, and I think Patrick Cantlay that day. And that was when maybe Patrick was still leading a little bit,
Yeah, he was up there, right?
or maybe Auberg was
Oberg,
with them.
Oberg, Oberg, Oberg.
Oberg was with them or something. One of those guys. But
Yeah.
we got to see all those big names. Um, so that was cool. But at the end of the round, I remember from last time being there, if you go to like the practice range and stuff, some of the guys are out there practicing or just hanging around signing autographs and stuff. So as we were finishing, Sergio Garcia and his wife, he had just finished 18, I believe, was coming up. They were walking up the practice area from the practice green, and kind of towards some of the crowd a little bit, and a family, say, "Hey, Sergio, can you take a picture with us?" So he did. It was super nice. I yelled at him before that.
Awesome.
I just don't think he heard me. I don't think he really ignored me. I just don't think he heard me, but that's what we'll say. So then he was really cool. He was like, "Yeah, the family's like, I'll sign it if follow me," because he's walking with his wife.
Sure.
Very polite to take some time to away from his wife after a long hot day to uh take a picture with them, sign their stuff, and then I had a hat on from the previous US Open, and I took it off and he signed it, and thankfully
Awesome,
he had
man.
a marker, and then got a picture with him. So just super nice guy. I've always liked him even prior to this. I've always just kind of thought he's been pretty classy like that.
Yeah.
I know some people have had some issues with him, but I don't know. I've always liked. I think he's a people person too, and it not only did he sign mine, but there's probably about at least five other families there that he did that with and took pictures, and it was just really cool. So
That's
that
awesome.
was cool
Great
experience.
story.
Yeah,
That's really great that
that
those
hat probably won't be worn again.
that those guys those guys take the time after a
Right.
hard day and do that. But so let's wrap up the US Open a little bit here. I think the first thing we need to talk about, I know we talked about Bryson a little, and obviously then we'll get into Rory here in a second. But I think we need to talk about the course. I think the course
Oh
was the
yeah.
big winner of this weekend. It was hard, it was fast, it was diabolical greens, the upside down cereal bowls, whatever you want to call them, the turtlebacks, the native areas. But watching it on TV, it looked awesome. It was. I
Oh,
think the
yeah, it was.
course is the big winner. Obviously, I think this week I can't. I think I was texting you in the middle of the event saying, Scott, I don't care what we got to do. We got to go play this course.
Yeah.
I know we haven't played. We've played a lot of them down there, but we haven't played any of that Pinehurst. But just to say that we did it looks so difficult. And I think the USGA did a really, really good job of making it very difficult and really hard, but playable.
Right.
And if
I
you hit the
agree
ball in the
from
right spot, you were gonna make some birdies. And
I
it was
agree from being out there. Yeah, it was I can't remember what hole, it was maybe 16 fairway when we saw Sergio and them and some other groups, Ricky Fowler and Phil and maybe Morikawa didn't come up, but yeah, man, you don't land that. Like Sergio played it to the front, and so did somebody else he was playing with, and Ricky played it to the back, and he rolled off into the sand, and then yeah, it was just you had to play it right.
yeah.
You couldn't
Right.
always just go for it, even though some of them did. They're towards the end because they were competing pretty good, but yeah, you had to play pretty strategically.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think the course was the big winner this week, and I'm really excited that A, it's in our backyard, and B, that they're going to be having multiple U.S. Opens here coming in the
Mhm.
future. So I'm pretty pumped about that. But I wanted to talk about some numbers here, Scotty. And I looked at Bryson DeChambeau's and Rory McIlroy's numbers, and I just want to kind of run some of them through here and get your thoughts on them. But driving distance for the week, Bryson DeChambeau was number one, Rory was number two. Okay.
Yep.
Strokes gained. This is overall strokes gained. DeChambeau was tied for 23rd. Rory was tied for ninth. How about this is the one that I think really stands out. Fairways hit.
Yeah,
DeChambeau
Bryson didn't
tied
hit
for
very many.
tied for 66th. Rory was tied for third. So you're looking at these numbers. Rory, second in driving distance, stroke gain, tied for ninth. Driving fairways hit, tied for third. How about this? Greens and regulations, DeChambeau tied for seventh, 65%. Rory tied for fourth at 67%. And then putting, DeChambeau was 10th, 10th at 1.72 putts per hole, right? And Rory was tied for 16th at 1.75. If I look at those numbers, I'm looking at it, I say Rory McIlroy won this golf tournament. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? He's in the top of all these numbers. Okay. Obviously, the thinking that I can't believe that DeChambeau was able to hit, his fairways. He only hit like I think four or five fairways the last day. But the dude was just getting out of that waist area left and right all day long. And I'll tell you what, that shot he had on 18, his tee shot that was right by that root, I was like, there is zero chance he's going to get this up and down. I was like, there's no way. And then he put it in that bunker, and he had a 55-yard bunker shot that he put within 4 feet or 4 feet. Ridiculous. And if you don't play golf, you don't know how hard that shot is. Like
Yeah.
that's the most despised shot in golf is the 50 to 70 yard bunker shot.
Oh yeah, I do great
So
for that.
hard.
I do great on those shots, right?
Yeah, we're just
Almost,
happy to get
almost,
it out of the bunker, right? Just get it
yeah,
like we get it out of the sand there.
I almost didn't hit you in the head with one.
Yeah. They almost took me out last time we played
The village,
El
El
Campeon, right?
Champion, yeah, whatever it's called in Mission Inn Resort there in
Yeah.
Florida.
That one literally flew right over my head and thank God I
Though
got quick
I will
reflex.
say this, and I need to practice this, and I haven't yet, but um, I notice when those guys are hitting out of the sand is they don't always try to kill it. It's more of a soft, just make
Ball first.
contact.
Ball first. Yeah, ball first out of there.
Yeah, or just have the sand help it, but they don't try to kill it, and that's what I always try to
Yeah.
do because
Yep.
you're thinking too much in your head.
Sure, sure. But obviously Rory missing those two putts, one on 16 from 2.5 feet and one on 18 from 3.9 inches or 3 feet 9 inches. Um, I know how hard that is. I mean, I know how he feels. I mean, we've missed putts left and right like that, and it's frustrating in a fun game. I can't imagine how difficult that was for him, not hitting those two putts. And he was I think I want to say the number was like he was like 495 from 495
Yeah, it was like
putts
14 feet. Yeah,
inside those feet and for the year.
right.
And he missed two at three
Mm,
holes. He made a great up and down on 17 out of the bunker too, by the way, to
yep.
to stay in there. But I feel for the guy. I hope he's able to come back and um,
Yeah,
you know,
no, I don't
yeah,
dislike Rory. I made some posts on Instagram, and I still think just I mean, you and I have been involved in professional sports
sure.
more on the football side. Um, I think yeah, it's tough. It's very tough. You hate losing games like that, but
Oh,
you know, you saw DeChambeau when he lost to Schauffele or whatever his name is at the PGA or whatever.
yep,
You still congratulated him afterwards. Yeah,
he did. He did.
I think Rory should have still done it, but hey, what are we? I mean, we're not making the paycheck. It's tough,
No,
but I
but no,
also
and I
he
I don't.
probably wanted to get out of there because of
Yeah.
the madness. So
I don't blame him for that. I would have loved for him to see, just what kind of weight in the scorer's tent and give him a kind of
Mhm.
congratulations. But he came out today and he said something today, congratulating Bryson and going to
Mhm.
take a couple weeks off and try to kind of because he said it was the hardest kind of loss of his career. And I don't blame him. I mean, the guy's been pushing for 10 years and he's been inside the top five, I think, like 8 times in the last 10 years. He's come
Right.
runner up like 3 or 4 times a runner up
Oh,
in
and
major championships. So
did you
it's
see
hard.
who one of the first guys to congratulate Bryson was coming off
Sergio.
the
Was
Sergio
Sergio. Yeah.
right there? Now,
So
granted, he's a live golfer too, but still, I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm
And he
excited
had a
for him.
he had a he had a decent round too. I
He
mean,
did. I think he ended up one over for
yeah,
the tournament for one or two over. But so yeah, so those numbers I thought they're definitely staggering. You want to pull up the actual results? We'll go through some of the names here that we thought did
yeah,
pretty well and go from there.
sure. Screen. All
You
right.
know, so the first one, obviously, Bryson and Rory, fantastic. I thought Tony Finau played awesome. I'm
Oh yeah,
really,
and he was
I thought he played a great round of golf, especially last day, 3 under par. Coming back, I thought he played really, really well.
even on Friday when we got to watch him. I've actually kind of been a fan of his, so I kind of
Yeah,
enjoyed following him a little bit on. I actually liked. I mean, it was cool just to follow Tiger just because of who Tiger is, but I actually enjoyed following Tony a little bit more than that. Hey, the crowd was a little bit less, but it was still a lot. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just like the way he plays, and he just seems like a pretty good person too.
yep.
Yeah.
You got Patrick Cantley who stayed in there, and he actually started making a little bit of run. I thought
Yep.
on Sunday, but kind of ran out of steam. Then go ahead and go down a little bit. Xander Schauffele again. The dude's playing just good golf right now. He's playing so well.
Yep.
And then there's your boy Sergio, one over. Yeah, even par on tied for 12th, which is I think a great thing for him, and I'm happy for him. I thought he had a great tournament. And there's Ludwig Aubert, and Ludwig was somebody I picked early in the week. I thought he was going to do great things, and he did. Just kind of lost it a little bit on the weekend. But the kid, I call him the kid. He's 23 years old, so
Yeah.
I think we're going to be seeing him for a long time, and I think he's got a lot of championships that are going to
Him
be
and
a great player.
Morikawa, what I think he's only 24.
Yeah, something like that. So go down a little bit more. I think Morikawa is actually a little older now. But that's okay. But
Yeah, you might.
Morikawa right there, there he is. Akshay Bhatia was somebody who a lot of people liked in here.
Let's
Um,
actually see how old he is real
yeah,
quick. Does it say here? Oh, it doesn't. Let's see profile. Oh, he's 27.
27. Yeah,
Maybe it was when I was watching one of the golf shows or something
missed a
earlier.
couple years there.
Yeah, I missed a couple of years. So
That's all right.
okay. Oh, we'll go back to scoring.
There we
Uh,
go. So yeah, so I was really impressed with some of those guys. I thought they had some good tournaments and everything like that. Now let's go to the other side. Let's talk about guys who I thought uh, didn't have the greatest tournament. Obviously, we're going to start with Scotty Scheffler. I think
mhm.
and you'll see him here in a minute. I think he's, what was he, 8 over, if I wasn't mistaken.
Yeah,
Yeah, there he is, right over there, right under Jordan Spieth. But the guy's still unbelievable, and he just didn't have the greatest tournament. And I think
right.
the bar was set so high for him today this week that sometimes you just can't do it. Like, I mean, he didn't play bad, made the cut. He was 71, 74. That second day kind of really hurt him, 3 over that second day, but the course was hard, and I think his putter really kind of hurt him a little bit this weekend. In the week, but again, the bar was set so high for him. So saying that he was a disappointment, tied for 41st, it's kind of hard to say that.
Right.
Um,
I think he hit it on the head though. Like even he said he should have prepared more, but I mean, look at the guy. He just won last weekend and
yeah,
the weekend before and just had a kid. Like it's gonna
won the
happen.
Masters. He's had a lot.
It's
Got
such a
arrested. Got
been
arrested. He's had like the whole
right.
the whole
It
kit and
just
caboodle
happened.
really.
Just sucks it happened in a major at Pinehurst.
Yep.
But back to talking about the course. Even though the guys said it was hard, a lot of them that even didn't finish well said they just really really enjoyed playing it,
Yeah.
even though it was
Very
super
fair. Very fair. Very fair. So,
tough.
and then going down a little bit more here, one guy who kind of stood out a little bit, Wyndham Clark being he was plus 12. A
Yeah,
rough day for him. I thought he was gonna have a little bit better of a tournament. Had a really rough day on Sunday, 7 over.
he's
So it
a
was kind of a tough
granted it
day.
wasn't a Pinehurst, but he's a past champion and what
One last year. Yeah. So
on the Olympic team too, right?
yep. And then two guys, and then two guys who did not make the cut. If you go down, you can see those. Obviously Dustin Johnson and Justin Thomas.
Yeah.
Dustin was +9 and JT +11. Um, just we could talk about Tiger here in a second too. But I was expecting a little bit more out of those guys. I thought they were coming in pretty,
Right.
pretty sharp.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we followed Dustin because he was in I think the Finale group on Friday, and yeah, he just struggled, his
Sure.
putter, just kind of the short game and stuff. Not necessarily, if I remember correctly, not so much irons and stuff and tee box. It was more just where Pinehurst gets you around the
Yep.
greens.
Yep. So, and then obviously Tiger, being +7 for the day. We would love
Right.
to see him make the weekend, but that anything that I'm just happy when he's playing. I just love watching him
Oh
play.
yeah, it was cool following him. Of
It's
course,
really
there's a
cool
crowd
you're able to
around
follow
him,
him.
and
That's awesome.
man, that guy he's jacked too for his age.
Yeah. Yeah, he
What
could
he's been through from a physical standpoint, as far as the injuries he's had from golf to other personal stuff. I mean, and he really didn't hit he hit his irons and stuff well.
yeah.
It was the putting that got him again because we
Yep.
watched him on probably four greens and just couldn't make the birdies.
Yeah.
Would have pulled
Yeah,
that.
that's stinks. But
Yep.
all right, well, so let's put a little a kind of close the book here on the U.S. Open here, and
Yep.
I just want to kind of talk a little bit. Next year's U.S. Open, June 9th through the 15th, over in Oakmont, up in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh area. So
Right.
I'm looking. I was doing a little research on Oakmont, Scotty, and the last time they had a U.S. Open there was in 2016, and that was the year that DJ won. Dustin won that one at he won by 4 strokes, which was I remember watching that one, 2016. But I didn't know this that Oakmont has hosted 9 U.S. Opens. So this one coming up
Great.
next year will be the 10th U.S. Open at Oakmont. Some of the winners of there are DJ Ernie Els is one there, Tom Watson in 1983, and I know you want to say a little bit about
Oh
him and
yeah,
his?
yeah, yeah. I'm a big Tom Watson guy. I grew up in Kansas. He's from Kansas. My dad's actually had a beer or two with them. We've got some good family friends back in Kansas City that know him really well. He's been at a family friend's wedding. Matter of fact, I think the wedding was actually possibly on Tom Watson's property in one of his nice barns or something. But
Awesome.
just seems like another very
Yeah.
personal guy. But I've always enjoyed watching him. Wish he would have done better when what he coached was at the Ryder Cup a couple of
Yeah, that
years.
was a
That was
rough.
a little
That was
rough.
a rough. That was a rough
Yeah. So
year.
I always go for him, and I thought he had a good a good point for warming up on the range. He said I don't think he ever takes his driver or 3-wood or something at first. He always starts with his 7-iron, which it
Mm,
kind of shows how he's gonna do. I think it was him that said it. Kind of shows how he's gonna, what he may need to tweak a little bit at first to
yep,
get going for the day, because you're gonna use your irons more than you are your driver or your 3-wood. So
yep,
of
yep.
course, so
So, a couple of the winners here: Johnny Miller won in 1973, Jack Nicklaus in 62, Ben Hogan in 53, and then it kind of goes back. The first one was held there on 1929 and won by Tommy Armour. So,
oh wow,
little
that
little tidbit for you on that one. So but Oakmont, June 9th through the 15th. I'm excited about watching that one. They have the church pews. That was the one that has the church pews in the
oh
bunkers
yeah,
and everything like
oh
that.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah. I
pretty
saw a
cool.
picture of that today.
Yep. So
I
that's
forgot that it
pretty
was in
cool.
PA for some reason. I
Yep.
was thinking New York, but
Yep. No, that's Shinnecock's up there and Wingfoot's
yep,
up there and stuff like that.
yep,
But I'm really excited that that's going to be up and we're gonna enjoy that one. But
yep,
um, so so I think we're trying something new here at the end of the segment here when we finish up. We're going to talk about a golf course that is in the North Carolina area that we are going to be playing either upcoming plan or just played this weekend or something like that. And what we have on the docket this week, Scotty, is Bryan Park in Brown Summit, North Carolina, which is just north of Greensboro.
yep,
They have two courses there. They have a champions course and they have a players course. And we are going to be playing the players course on Saturday. It is George Cobb design, done in that he developed it in 1974. Okay, and then Reese Jones came in and did a redo of the course, kind of revamped it, brought it back to its old ways in 1988, and that was before Reese Jones did the Champions course. I think he did that one in '92, so he came back and did that one. It is a par 72, Bermuda fairways, bent grass greens. From the tips, it's 7,018 yards and a rating of 73.3 and a slope of 133. We're probably going to play the whites at 6501, and that's a rating of 70.9 and 128. They also have gold tees for seniors at 59.28 and red tees for the juniors and I think the ladies and everything like that at 53.37. So 5,337 yards. So we played Bryant Park a bunch, haven't we? I
oh
mean,
yeah.
like we've played both the
Our
Champions Course and I
favorite,
love
one of our favorite golf complexes out here. Um,
always in good shape. Always in good shape.
between the champions and the players, they're just great courses. Obviously, the champions are usually a little bit better shape,
Yep.
but
Yep.
you don't know.
The champions they do have the Bermuda greens, but they are aerating them this week. So
Right.
that's why we decided we're going to play the players course. Now, one thing that always strikes me about the players course is it's a much tighter course. So the way if you've ever seen it like from a map and looking at Bryant Park from a map, the champions course kind of goes around the outside, around the lake a little bit more. It's a little bit more scenic. Players course is on the inside. So it kind of you got a lot of dog legs, and that's the one thing that kind of the first couple of holes are pretty benign, pretty easy. But then when you start getting back into those woods, I want to say it's after hole one, two, three, four,
After the par
five.
three,
Yeah,
yeah.
after the par three, you've got 6, 7, 8, 9, which are all pretty sharp dog legs, right? And I don't hit driver. I think I'll hit it on 1, 2, 4, and then I probably won't take driver out again until the par 5 on the back 9, which is
Mhm.
at what is that 10, 11, 12. Hit that straight one on 12, and then you got a couple more dog legs in there. But so a little bit tighter course.
I'm a little bit different. I take it. I don't hit as far, so I'll take it a couple more times. But yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta be
But
careful.
I'll try to hit my little driving iron right at the corner of that dog leg and try to cut off as much as I can chew. But got some water out there. Like I said, the nice thing about Bryant Park is they always have it in pretty good shape. Get some good play and everything like that. The Champions Course actually hosted the Public Links Amateur, and Brant Snedeker won that back in the
All
'90s.
right.
So that's always pretty cool. Or early 2000s maybe.
Posted some
Whatever.
NCAA.
hosted a lot of NCAA stuff.
Think NCAA stuff there,
Yep, NCAA stuff's been there. They always have UNCG always has a tournament out there
yeah,
every
along with
year.
the Grandover Resort out here too.
Yep. So we'll talk about it. But really excited about playing the players course. We're gonna have some video up there that we're gonna put up when we play. We're playing Saturday, so it's gonna be hot. We're gonna look at 94, 95 degrees. So we're gonna have to stay hydrated. Um, but really excited to get out there and play. I haven't played since we came back from the villages. So
Yeah, me either. I don't
it's
think
been it's been a couple weeks here, and I've been kind of entrenched in softball with the girls. The girls are in all stars, so they're running me ragged with that. But I'm looking forward to getting back out there and hitting the ball and having a little bit of fun. Having a little bit of
yep.
fun.
Yeah, and just to kind of close out here, yeah, it's like I said before, it's kind of one of my favorite complexes between the champions and the players. And I think I had one of my best rounds out there. You weren't there this time. It was one of my other good friends that came in town from Kansas City, but I think I shot 85 or 87. So that was a good day for me.
Good
So
day. Yeah, that's a good day.
yep,
It's a fun place to be. They always have the girls got some good food and everything like that too. Nice pro shop, got a nice little locker room there. So
yep.
great little complex. If you're ever in the Brown Summit or Greensboro area, I would definitely recommend you check out Bryan Park. Like I said, 36 holes there. We've done a lot of days also where we've done a 36 hole day out there.
Oh, yeah.
We go 18 in the morning, get lunch there, and do 18 in the afternoon. So
Yep. Only
um
can do it this time of year with the longer days, but yeah.
no doubt, no doubt. But no, excited to be playing on Saturday, and we'll see how we'll do. Hopefully we'll shoot well.
Yep.
So
Thanks everybody for joining in on this. What is this? The second episode.
second
But
episode, man. Second
yeah,
episode.
if you like what you're hearing, hit that subscribe button to Gray Ghost Golf and Dad is Golfing. Follow us both on YouTube and Instagram. But we
And
appreciate
TikTok. And
and
TikTok.
TikTok. That's right. That's right. I post more on the Instagram or YouTube than I do TikTok, but yes, you're right on TikTok too. So, but we appreciate it, and everybody have a good rest of the week and great weekend, and hit them straight, and don't take too many strokes to get in the hole. So,
All
talk to y'all later.
right, everybody. Have a good one.